potential. So look at this. Imagine Nigeria. Just see Nigeria. Is it not interesting? Is it not interesting that in Nigeria, for example, majority of exportable products are produced in Nigeria, and Nigeria is among the top 10, top 20 in a world of almost 200 countries. Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava, largest producer of yam, 14th largest producer of maize, 12th largest producer of rice, 4th largest producer of palm oil, 4th largest producer of vegetable, 2nd largest producer of sorghum, 11th largest producer of tomato, 4th largest producer of peanut, 8th largest producer of pineapple, 5th largest producer of millet, 11th largest producer of mango, 6th largest producer of pawpaw, 4th largest producer of soybeans, 3rd largest producer of ginger, 4th largest producer of cocoa, 13th largest producer of rubber, and 12th largest producer of cashew nut. Is that not interesting? Nigeria have more than 70% of farmers are peasant, about 50% product perish as poverty, harvest losses, and we're not used up to 40–50% of our arable land. Despite all these shortcomings, Nigeria is still among the top producers of most exportable commodity in the world. That speaks volume. That means when we take agri seriously, we will be able to diversify our economy. Here are some of the exportable commodities in Nigeria and their season. We are currently in March, and you can see that ginger is on, sesame is on, gum arabic is on, cashew nut is on, rubber is on, and coffee is on. Between April to October, you can see that it's very scanty, but from November down and from January to March, you have a lot of activity going on there. And those are the seasons of different products. These are the exportable minerals from Nigeria. In 2019, you can see that this data shows how we move up from 2017, 18, 19, but COVID brought it down 20. Where is the export destination? India, Spain, Netherlands, South Africa, France, China, Portugal, Cameroon, Turkey, Italy. These are the export destinations. And what do we export? Oil and gas, sesame seed, cocoa, urea, aqueous solution. What are the top agri export? Sesame, cocoa, raw cocoa beans, cashew nut shelled, cashew nut in shell, natural cocoa butter, shea nut, frozen shrimps, ginger, desiccated coconut, fresh and dry. Can you see something that oil and gas constitute almost 85% in 2019? And you can see right there, and you can see just on the other side, very small quantity, the remaining about $10 billion beside the oil and gas import or export. Nigeria, these are the non-oil export of Nigeria: scrap vessel, special purpose ship, flexible metal tubing, cocoa beans, raw aluminum, scrap metal, scrap copper, raw lead, raw tobacco, cocoa butter, oily seed, gold, nitrogenous fertilizer, radioactive chemicals, rubber, tan sheep, wood charcoal. Let's break them down a little more. You can see that out of about 62 or 63 billion, 54 billion is oil and gas. This is the challenge. And it's, an interesting thing about this, that it's not just Africa. From Angola to Libya to Algeria, majority of oil producing countries in Africa are guilty of this. Any shaking in the market become a challenge. We are currently having oil windfall, because of the Ukrainian-Russian war. That's how bad it is because of this. So if it's a situation that causes a decrease in price, we also cry for it. Let's look at other products. Metal products: lead, flexible metal tubing, raw aluminum, scrap metal, refined copper. Can you see the total? $2.53 billion. That's a lot. And we're not taking metal export seriously, even though it is next to crude oil and gas. Let's look at the next to this. Next to this is commodities: cocoa beans, raw tobacco, cocoa butter, cocoa paste, pasta, beer, soup and broth, flavor water, starch residue, $1.03 billion. Let's look at the next one. Seed, oily seed, coconut, cashew nut, spices, perfume plant, locust beans, sugarcane, cut flowers. Guess what? $770 million. These are all products with exportable potential in Nigeria. Nigeria is capable of exporting. Nigeria actually exported, but we are not doing enough. And the fact that we are not adding value is not helping matter at all. Because at the end of the day, who is making money? Cocoa beans, market size, $9.3 billion. Cocoa beans, market size, all about, let's say about $10 billion. Chocolate, do you know that it's about $30 billion? Chocolate market alone. So who is making money? The farmers in West Africa that supply 75% of cocoa processed in the world, or the Netherlands processor who process into chocolate. Who is making money, please? Who is enjoying the value chain? Of course, chocolate maker, the processor. That's the idea. Nigeria export gold, precious metal, gold, precious metal, precious stone, $379 million. What does Nigeria export? Nitrogenous fertilizer, radioactive chemicals, industrial fatty acid, soap, cleaning product, dental product, pesticide, $316 million. Tan hide and skin, tan goat hide, camel's leather, tan equine and bovine hide, $160 million. Then seafood or animal product, crustacean, concentrated milk, fermented meat, live fish, raw bone, fish fillet, pharmaceutical animal product, $94.2 million. What does Nigerian export? Other pure vegetable oil, groundnut oil, palm oil, $15.3 million. Clothing materials, let's check it out. Raw cotton, unprocessed synthetic staple fiber, non-retail pure cotton, light rubberized knitted fabrics, used clothing, packaging bags, knotted carpet, non-knit women's suit, retail artificial filament yarn, other knit garment, $27.3 million. Can you see the non-oil export contribution? Just look at it, take a look at it. Non-oil export contribution. Can you see as of 2020 is 11.45, 2019 is 13.12. See the trend of agri export from 2017 to 2020, the trend has been on the increase, but manufactured goods declined because of COVID, and the decline was very massive. Export to other African countries more than export to ECOWAS. So who is the largest exporter in Africa? South Africa, followed by Nigeria, then Angola, then Algeria, then Libya. You see this Angola, Algeria, and Libya? They are all export dependent, oil dependent. And they are worse than Nigeria. Some of them are 95% dependent on oil. Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, Ghana, and Ivory Coast. I want you to look at this chart so you can see what I'm talking about. Do you notice something? Angola, 97% oil export. Algeria, 93% oil export. Libya, 97% oil export. Nigeria, 87%. So you can see we have people that are worse than Nigeria in terms of dependent on oil as a foreign exchange earner. Here are the list of major exporters in the world. China, followed by United States. Germany, Netherlands. I want you to see what Japan, France, Korea, see what Italy is exporting. Italy alone, Hong Kong and Italy. The total export of Hong Kong and Italy is more than Nigeria. more than Africa. Africa is not even up to 500 billion. What do they export? Crude oil. That's why we're having big issue. Crude is the most traded product in the world. Next to crude is vehicles. Some years vehicles are more, some years crude are more. Vehicles, then technology. Integrated circuits you see in phone, you see in computers, you see in different gadgets. Processed petroleum, phone and system device, automobile parts, medication mixes in dosage, computer and optical reader, gold, and petrol gases.